Oh, what's up, guys? I am kind of going to start this off a little bit slow and make sure everything's working good before we get going good, and we'll kind of go from there. But as of right now, let's just see if everything is
Start this off a
live.
little bit slow.
Yep. All right. Looks like we're good right now. So I'm just going to keep up the Facebook page and so I can follow along with everybody's comments because I'm not using Facebook. So we're going to have just a little bit of time before we get Matthew on here first. And what we'll do is we'll just talk to him for a little bit, see what's going on, and cover the basis for the first episode and see if anything pretty cool happens. And oh, cool. All right, sweet. And then we'll, with this setup right here, I can bring Austin and Matthew both on together. So I think this will work out really well, and we'll roll on with that. But first, before I start with them, I wanted to cover some of the stuff I shared on Facebook with Georgetown Dirt Track up here in Delaware. And hey, Ashley, and they're going to be racing March 12th and 13th. If you guys haven't been up here and checked that track out, you should definitely come up here and check it out. It's a pretty cool dirt car track, and I think it'll be a pretty good show. And also, a lot of Virginia tracks, since they changed the restrictions, are going to start opening up. So we're going to see South Boston in 2021. Love South Boston. And Langley Speedway, they're going to be running in 2021. Haven't been able to look at too much else as of right now, but I'll definitely keep up with everything and make sure we can find some pretty cool stuff. If you guys aren't racing yourself, you can go check out. So I know as a fan myself, I love following along with all kinds of racing that's going on. So, and if I'm not at a track helping at the go-kart track, I would love to be at South Boston, Langley, Dominion, and yep, Saluda, Virginia Motor Speedway, buddy, opening back up. That's right, for 2021. And so we'll probably be out at some of those shows. Maybe we'll go live for some of that stuff too. Get to talk to some of the drivers at track. I'd like to do that, so I think we can make that happen. But with, let's see, what do we got time-wise? All right, so we got a little bit of time before Matthew comes on here, and you guys never sent in any questions. I'm pretty bummed, making me do all the heavy lifting on the first one here. But we're gonna make it work anyway. So hopefully after this one, you guys will start sending some cool stuff in, or even I can see what you send in here. So if you want to do something like that while we're going live, sorry, I'm sending the link to Matthew and Austin right now. So give me one sec while I do that. I should have done it before the show. First episode kinks is what it is. But all right. And can you guys see everything good? I need some thumbs up or something. You're live and I can hear you clear, Taylor. Thank you. What about the picture? Am I too dark? Too bright? Anything? Let's see. What else is coming up? I know Capital City's getting ready to open back up for the year too. And remember, all right, cool. Thanks, JP. And it's a good way to get started there. Probably Jared. So I've been thinking about doing this kind of stuff for a while now, and pretty much everybody knows I love to talk. If you haven't talked to me at the racetrack, I will talk your ear off. Work, public, I don't care who you are. I talk to anybody anywhere, especially about racing. So this kind of fits out perfectly. And I think growing up with the two guys that I'm bringing on tonight, you know, we were never close or anything like that, but it's been awesome watching those two come a long way. So yeah, and then racing for myself for 15 years. I know some of you guys have been doing it a lot longer than I have, and have been a whole lot more tracks and seen a whole lot more. But I can promise you that the passion is unreal. It's racing as a sport is. I don't care what I'm watching. Formula One, Australian V8 supercars, IndyCar, especially with Jimmy Johnson now, NASCAR, um, karts. I love a good kart race. And even if I can't stand driving the track myself, then you can't beat a good kart race, man. Asphalt late models, everything, man. There's no racing I really don't like. But yeah, it kind of got me started on this, and like I said, loving to talk like I do, I thought this was a perfect fit. And you guys, as a racing world, kind of jumped right in on it. I love it, man. It's great. So I don't know. It's a lot of fun, man. This whole thing, and I probably won't be driving too much myself this year. I'll be at the track, with my wife Taylor and Dustin and whoever I might be helping. But yeah, as of right now, just kind of rolling on and excited to be at least going back to the track. So, how many we got in here? We got 23 right now. You guys waiting on Austin and Matthew? Not a plug, but it works out. Explicit. Since he's letting me use his studio, his office here. Uh, yeah. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to cover before they came on. I don't think so. Yeah, we're gonna kind of cover a wide range of stuff and roll with that. So not just racing. I mean, we all want to hear about racing, but um, all right, Austin, he'll be good to go. You coming on here, Matthew? We can get a little bit of a head start. I'm a little feel good. I think we're kind of on time right now. And Facebook Live will not let you do more than two people at a time. If any of you guys are trying that, I learned that today. So I had to scramble around and try and find this. Be Live is what we're using. Great app. So, and check out the YouTube channel too. If you guys can't watch this or you're falling behind or something like that, get on and check out the YouTube, or they should be still saved on the page too, the live streams on the Facebook page. And if everything goes good, I'm going to try and set up a Instagram, probably. Yeah, most likely. And see about posting some, probably not pictures, but maybe some quick snippets of like interview at the racetrack or something like that. It won't be too much on Instagram. YouTube and Facebook will be where most of it's at. So I think that'll work out. And we'll see about probably Tuesdays. I'll start announcing the new guests for the week. And that way kind of breaks everything up. Friday, you do the show. Saturday, Sunday, you guys enjoy your racing. And even Friday nights, sometime, I know a lot of Friday night races are going to start coming back up. So Friday nights, Saturday, Sunday, you guys can watch some good racing. Monday, kind of cool down day. And Tuesday, I'll announce the show so you guys can like and follow the stream. And, oh, yep, you can go check out some RVA karting too, man. Tommy Jeter. Those enduros and the kart racing, man, that stuff's fun. I haven't done it in a while now, but that was a lot of fun. I can't do JP next week, but we can get him on sometime here very soon. Probably be a couple weeks before then. Matthew Robinson. Where you at, man? You coming? JP be a good guest on here, though. He's ran against all three of us, me and Dustin and Taylor, out of our pit. So he's been good all week. I mean, week in and week out. And a lot of respect, man. And the asphalt stuff, too. I've never ran that stuff myself, but I love watching that. Let me get in touch with Matthew real quick. Sorry, guys. Like I said, first episode bugs. We're going to get them out of the way, all right? So, and we'll kind of grow from there. But, yeah, next week, I think I might announce it tonight and take off Tuesday. I might do a quick live on Tuesday, but we'll see. Depends on how the rest of the show goes. And then the week after, I'm waiting on a response. But episode 4 is up in the air, so. Oh, you grabbed some natties, Scott. Scott's thinking it's going to be a good show. It's going to be really good. You drinking some natties. Let's see. Maybe we'll see if Austin wants to get on now, real quick. How about that? Not that I can run out of things to talk about. My brain runs 100 miles an hour, so I just kind of have to pace myself so I don't use up all my points, my talking points. You don't want to sit here for an hour and listen to nothing. Oh, there's Matthew. All right. Y'all good, Matthew? You hear me? All right. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and bring Matthew on. And like I said, if you got some questions, I can see them right here on the side. So go ahead and ask away. And we're going to go ahead and get started with Mr. Matthew Robinson. All
What's
right.
going on?
What's up, man? Let me move over a little. Yeah, because our screen's split. So, man, episode 1, I had this show in mind, not specifically this show, but something in mind for a long time. And couldn't think of any guests at first. And then I said, boiled right down to it, I got to have some super heavy guys on here first. I've watched you in Austin for a long time, man. Grew up racing in Margarettsville together.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys have come along a lot further than I have. I've won some races here and there, but, man, you guys have been in victory lane a lot. So how does it feel coming from running at Friday night Margarettsville to where you are now, Mr. Big Race winner?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a long way. You know, I remember me and you and Austin, you know, we all racing together in gold plate animal on Saturday night at Margarettsville. That was some good times and everything. But yeah, I mean, when I was racing on my own, you know, I'd run, you know, 2-3-year-old go-karts and then finally got onto a Triton for about 2 years, and I started, you know, really doing good. And then Marty got in touch with me and wanted me to race with him. So, you know, ever since then, I've been with him since about 2015. But I couldn't, you know, from where I am today, it wouldn't be nothing without Marty and my dad. My dad really got me started, you know, getting me started and everything, and you know he did the best he could. He didn't want to, you know, spend the mortgage on it, you know, on racing
for sure.
But you know, we did it to have a good time and you know enjoy ourselves together. And when I got hooked up with Marty, you know, it's more of a higher level of racing.
Yeah, you got some pressure on you now. Like when you're driving for somebody, it's not dad anymore. You're driving for. It's
Yeah,
if something gets torn up, you got some questions to answer. It's not
yeah,
sorry, dad, I
yeah,
made a mistake. And
exactly.
I think that was a big thing too with you guys having kind of the same backgrounds. Like we always had it was my dad, your dad, and Austin's dad, and we all three of them did not get along always. Not
Yeah,
I can't even remember a time they did get along. You guys were a lot quieter than us and Austin and Danny, but it's just
yeah,
the background and seeing where you guys went and you guys pushed, man. You and Austin, both of you worked your butts off, and seeing you guys win those races, it was so well deserved, man. But I'd definitely say from a bystander, yeah, bystander, that Marty was definitely the turning point for you, but you showed it wasn't undeserved. It was the right move for Marty, and it definitely I'd say it boosted him up quite a bit too. He's Man, you can't mention CKE without somebody knowing about him.
yeah. I mean, it definitely, us joining together definitely was the best for both of us. Like we both grew and learned, and I think he had a driver at the time. I was running my Triton, and you know, I guess he wasn't spending as much time as he wanted to, as Marty wanted to, like with his tires and making, trying the best he could. But when I got the opportunity, it really opened up, avenues for me to keep, focus on tires, and that's all I do is just focus on tires. And Marty focuses on the go karts, and I think it's a really good balance in between the two, to keep them perfect and spend the right amount of time on each side of the where the speed is every weekend.
Yeah, for
But
sure. I think working with somebody like Marty, I mean, when I first started in gold plate running against you guys down at Margarettsville, we
mm-hmm.
started going to Scotty Bazier, and then after Scotty, we started going to Jeff Carey down at P&P, and then from there we went to Eddie Mishu. I mean, it's making your way kind of around the sport, and you guys paid your dues in a little bit in I'd say a more consistent way. You and Austin, both of you. So you hooked up
Mm-hmm.
with Marty, and you guys just took right off, man. I mean, I can't even remember a bad season you guys had. You won at least a couple big races a year.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
And
it's crazy. I would never have thought I'd done that. It's just insane to think about. Because I
for
mean, at
sure,
the level that we race at, it's just incredible how I could even achieve that. Coming from a Saturday night, race. I ran Margarettsville 4 years in a row. Didn't go anywhere else. That's all I thought I was going to
yeah.
do for the rest of my. But
We kind of ran that 2 or 3 seasons in a row. We ran Capital, we ran stuff like that. When did you guys start running VDK events? Do you remember?
I think it was 2013 or 2012. I think.
So you were an
We
adult
moved.
before you started running VDK?
Yeah, we ran Animal, and then I think the next year we ran Clone and Animal. I think, or we might have ran both at the first year, but
Were you running super heavy already when they were running the Animal, or were you running that when they switched to the Clone?
no, they were running the Clone. I ran it
Clone.
the first year I ran it was in 15, super heavy, and they were running. I think that might have been the first year they switched to Clone. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
So
that.
let me ask you too. You mentioned you were the tire guy. Marty's the setup guy. So Marty's got a different set of challenges he's got to deal with. These different
Mm-hmm.
chassis as you have come along. From Phantom to Millennium to Trick to Charger, the champs. I'm not champs. The carts change every year, so he's got to worry about setup stuff. But the tire man, just the Pink Maxis alone have changed what 3 or 4 times in the last
Oh yeah.
since they came out. So you got the barcode tires now. Then
Mm-hmm.
if you ran the Clone, I think when the Clone first came out, you were on ELs, and then
Yep.
before that, you were on the Blue Maxes. So
Mm-hmm.
what goes into with these new tires? are you at home researching all this stuff, talking to all these guys, trying to figure this stuff out? Or are you just at the track spitballing, trying to hope something sticks to the wall, trying to figure it out?
Well, I mean, you definitely talk to a lot of people and people that buy tires a lot. Me and Austin, actually, we talk quite a bit. Me and him and Jared, or Jared and Austin, Jared Jackson and Austin are probably the two main guys I talk to about tires, just to get a good balance in between, and see what they think and what they're seeing different with the new tires, and what they do different during the week or whatever. But it's over the years they definitely change. I don't know if it's the oil they put in the tire, but it's definitely a different. You have to add a little bit of something here, add a bit, take a little bit out to make it work better.
Yeah, I remember before the barcode came out, you could run 40 cc's at some tracks and it'd be fine. Now, people are running 100-some cc's and re-rolls, so there's no telling how many cc's you actually have in the tire. I'm not a tire man.
Yeah.
I'm okay with tires. I'm not a tire man. I'm not going to claim to be. I sit down and I drive, and I can give you feedback. I can tell you what the cart's doing.
That's right.
Not everybody's good at all of it, but
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of respect for the tire guys, and you and Austin have not only been the tire guys that everybody goes to, but man, you guys can go out there and drive and sit in all kinds of equipment and win. And I think you ran a couple heavy races, and you're not a little guy by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But in the world of karting that we're in right now, man, other than Austin Yarborough, you got to be 140 pounds and heavy to be up front.
That's right. Yes. I mean, I can get away with it, but it's tough, man. Tough being a big guy.
It is.
running with the heavies.
I think that's what works out a lot for you guys in Super Heavy. And Super Heavy's changed so much, man. I remember, Billy Tweeden back in the early 2000s was the man to beat in Super Heavy on those original animals and stuff like that. And now Super Heavy, the game has changed, man. You could be 199 walking into the day and eat 6 cheeseburgers and drink 2 gallons of water and run Super Heavy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's a whole lot different challenge nowadays than it was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, but while we're talking about a little bit of the racing, how we grew up and stuff like that, would you say being tight with Austin has he been one of your toughest competitors in Super Heavy?
Most definitely. He's probably my best friend, and definitely one of the toughest competitors there is. And that's tough. Being friends and racing, but we've had a little words with each other, but we always get over it. But he's the one that I want to beat the most out of anyone out there.
Yeah,
if we run for 5th or we're running for 1st, I want to beat him.
Especially around Virginia and North Carolina, you can count on one hand almost the number of guys that's going to come out, and you're like, that's the guy you got to beat right there. And you and Austin are 2 of those guys, man. That's crazy to think about. But let me ask you, as long as you guys have ran against each other, is there a race that sticks out to you as maybe you guys got into it and you haven't forgotten about it with Austin? Not that you're going to get it back, nothing like that, but just something you're like, he was in the wrong.
I think we talk it through pretty much every time something like that happens. We normally get over it. But it's been a couple of times where he's taken me out and I've taken him out. It's nothing.
It's a give and take thing.
But it's not like I'm going out here, I'm going to wreck him. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. But if I'm running, if you're running tight with a guy and the laps are closing down, you're going to stick it in there, and you just got to go. You just can't wait. And it's happened with my buddy Tim.
Yep.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean nothing by it. It was coming down to the last couple of laps, and I felt like I had a good enough run, and I just stuck it in there, and I thought I was there anyways. But anyway, most time we work it out. It's nothing. I don't hold no grudges or anything. I try to move on to the next race.
I've never known you to be the grudge holder anyway. It never hurts to ask if there's a specific race. We all have that. Sometimes there's that one guy that even if it's your best buddy, that you got that one race that you didn't forget, and you're like,
Oh
if it's
yeah,
coming down to the line next time, it's mine.
yeah.
But yeah, Austin.
Well,
I mean,
it's like,
of course, growing up with me in Austin, me and him
mhm,
had a couple run-ins, not like face to face. It was our dads and stuff like that, but it was always, even junior three was a tough thing, and then he came up and he stayed that strong, tough competitor, and
mhm.
he's stayed at the top. And you've
Oh
been
yeah,
kind of you're more of a laid back kind of guy, but I think it's worked out pretty well for you. You're not the
yeah.
kind of guy that it'd be a shock to hear somebody throwing a punch at you.
Yeah, I try to not getting too involved in fights or anything, but
Me too now.
yeah, it's
But
I'd rather just move on and we'll get over it. But
that's the best way to do it. Now you live and you learn. So, but
yeah,
I'm going to move on a little bit and cover a little something else and get your opinion on. You got a favorite racetrack right now, or of
oh yeah.
all time? It might not even be open right now. You got one in mind?
Um, I always love Margarettsville.
Oh yeah.
But probably my favorite. I mean, it's probably because I do good there. But Ainer, South Carolina, Low Country Cartway.
Yep.
It's just I don't know if I have the knack for it or just to know what tires need for that track, but it's probably the top of the list. And Capital City's right up there too.
Yeah,
It's
they're
pretty fun.
different types of tracks, man. Those are all different types of tracks too. That's
Yeah.
a little different to hear, but that's good. So, also going back to you being a tire man, let me ask you. I know different people all the time. You'll see a guy in the back when the track slicks up, dry slick. That guy will come straight from the back to the front. So, being a tire guy, is there? I'm not going to say do you have a weakness, but like, is there a certain track type that you just dread racing on? Absolutely dread racing on.
I'm not a real big fan of real wet tracks, like where we had to use goat pee and stuff. But I'm also not very good. I'll tell you, I mean, sure everyone knows, but I run old tires, and I cannot run a tire where it's like week old, 2 week old. I just don't know what to do to it. It's just like everyone's like, oh, I'm running this, I'm running that. I put it on. I'm not. It don't do nothing for me. And then I go back to what I'm used to, and it's I can make it work. If you can make any tire work at any racetrack, I feel like.
Yep. It just takes some work.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit different what they're doing. You just gotta figure it out, and it'll work. You just gotta know your tires just as good as they do. They know theirs.
So, as you and Marty have been together for, you said 2015, so they're going into your 6th year together.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like he's been, I mean, you kind of grown on each other a little bit? You feel closer to him now and more relaxed now driving for him than you did before?
Oh yeah, yep, definitely. I can fuss at him and say something to him and piss them off or something, and we'll be fine in the next couple of minutes. Where before I'd be a little timid and wouldn't say nothing, just sort of just hide it behind hide it and not say nothing. But now I'm out straight up with them and tell them not as scared, I guess, but
Yeah, just a little more. You'll speak your tongue now. I mean, if it is, it
yeah,
is what it is. You guys have been through a lot together. You've won a lot of races, had a lot of bad days. You got to. Everybody does.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that's
But
good.
we're definitely. I mean, definitely Marty is. He's a motor builder. First, but he knows how to set up a go kart, and
That's good.
he's he's definitely. People probably don't know much about him about setting up a go kart, but he knows what he's doing. I mean, he can. I remember one time we had a bent spindle. He bent it back and put it on the scales, and it scaled out like right before we went to the racetrack. Like it was
That's
perfect.
awesome.
He can I tell him it's doing this or doing that, and he'll fix it, and it's on straight line. The next time out. So
Yep.
He's
And
definitely a whiz with setting up a go-kart.
that's
Give him
awesome.
that.
Yep, that's good teamwork, man. And not to jump around or anything like that, we're getting close to Austin coming on here in just a short. I wanted to ask you, what kind of stuff have you been doing in the off season, man? You take time off? I know Williamson isn't running anymore in January, so
Yeah.
what kind of stuff you
Well,
been up to?
just hunting and at the since right when the season ended, I did a little bit of hunting, and then been doing a lot of Iracing. Getting
Yep.
on and doing a lot of Iracing.
So I've heard
Yep, and
you got in with the right guy, Mr. Jared Jackson.
that's right. Yeah, we hang out,
6 weeks,
chit
this man
chat.
went from rookie to A class.
Yeah, he'd been on a grind, son. He'd been on a grind.
That man works
He's,
hard, I can
he's
tell you that.
oh yeah. He'll get even better than that though. But no, I don't really like racing when it's cold, man. It's just
Me neither,
I just
man. I'll
rather
be
stay
honest.
in the house. I'd rather sweat my ass off, instead of be cold or trying to race.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm not the only one. I can't stand cold racing. I don't know
I'd
if you
rather
were
wait.
there. Turkey Trot, I think it was about 5 years ago now, and it was like -3 degrees outside. That was the most miserable race. It probably was longer than that now. That was the most miserable race I've ever been to. But you know what? I'll remember that race the rest of my life.
That's right.
We ran
Yeah,
good. I think we finished third or something like that in Flathead. So,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah, it's just not my time, my kind of weather to race.
for sure. And one more thing before Austin, we got about 3 minutes here before we get Austin on here. You got any? I'm going to ask him too. You got any plans for 2021? Any changes? Anything going on, man? You want to tell us about? We can follow
Yeah.
along CKE.
Well, I sort of been thinking about it, last year and at the end of last year too, and then through this off season, I've really thought about it. But I sort of want to, calm down on the racing, and Marty wants to do it too. He wants to, try not to travel so much, not every weekend, at least, and spend time with our family. I want to spend time with my family as long as, while I still got them, and
Yep.
they mean a lot to me. So I want to, spend time with them. They're going to the river, weekends. I'm racing, and they're going on trips and stuff. I'm like, oh, I've got to race, or So I'm just I'm probably gonna run VDK and Albemarle, the Havoc, the Spring Gobbler, Turkey Trot, and maybe a couple races at Kinley or something. I'm trying to, it takes a lot of time and effort to do this at this level, and
You're right.
it takes a lot of money too. So
You thought about handing the reins of the tire game off? I know that's
I
a
don't know.
stress, man. I can tell you right now, the tire man is not the man you want to be. When you're
Oh
the
yeah.
driver, you do not want to be the tire man.
Mm-mm. And we'll need to find someone. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to sort of cool it off for this year at least, and we'll see how it goes. But I sort of just want to spend time with my family,
That's
and
good, man.
you know, I'll still hang around. I'll still be there, but I'll probably just a little bit less than usual.
Yeah, and I'll be around the VDK races too, so we'll see you there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a race day interview with Mr. Matthew Robinson coming up this year too.
Sounds good.
And I got one more question for you, man, before
All right.
Austin gets on here. So, what kind of being a driver, and you have to love the sport to be a good driver. You can be a, a driver, but if you don't love the sport, you're not going to do a whole lot. You might win a little bit here
Mm-hmm.
and there, but you're not going to stay in it. So, being around as long as you have, I have to assume you love racing. So,
Yep.
do you go and watch races at other, maybe not kart tracks? It doesn't have to be kart tracks. It could be cars. It could be something else. But what, as a
I guess the racing, like if a certain event has good racing, or even just my friends that are there and want to hang out and have a good time, you know, I just, I've been to South Boston, I've been to Langley. It's really all about having a good time. I feel like, and watching some good racing.
Yeah,
But we'll
I've
definitely do
seen
some
some
more of that
incredible.
this year. Try to go some asphalt tracks
Oh
and
yeah,
and
asphalt track.
some other go-kart tracks.
Yeah, I got to make it to some more asphalt races this year, man. I wanted to go to South Boston. I think it was 2019, and then I was like, I'll do it in 2020. And you can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me at all, huh? How about now? Nothing? Hold on 1 second, okay? Can you hear me now? All right, so it
You hear
looks
me?
like, yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Huh. Can you guys hear me on the live? I need a thumbs up or something that somebody can hear me. All right, so they can hear us both. So something's going on here. Matthew, or not Matthew, Austin. What's up, Austin? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Matthew, you still
Trying to
can't
do
hear
it with
me?
these AirPod thingies. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good.
I don't know if I can hear Matthew, or he hadn't really said anything.
He can't hear right now. He can't hear us. He told me a while ago he couldn't hear me. Jared said
Just
unmute your
wave at
mic,
him.
Matthew.
Just wave at him.
Oh,
What's up?
what's up?
That's a legend. Who's that? I'm gonna go in here so you can hear me better.
All right. He's looking at his phone.
Oh, I can hear Matthew now.
Yeah, he's talking. We can hear him. He just can't hear us. I think he muted his mic or muted us or something. But Austin, you working on? You said you were loading up the trailer, man. Where are you guys headed?
Going to Triple T, man. It's I wish it wasn't raining right now, man. I worked all day and I tried to get home early, but I couldn't. So it's so much rain past however long it's been. My yard's flooded. I don't have a big, nice, fancy shop. I wish I did. But yeah, the yard's flooded. But we're going to Triple T tomorrow for the first goat race. It'll be myself. I've got Braden Donaldson.
Mm-hmm.
He's running Junior 3. I got Racing Hayes running Junior 2. I got little VJ Harris running Junior 1, and I got Action Jackson trying to sweep up the pro ranks.
Action Jackson, Mr. Jared, he's following along with us. I see him over there. Yeah, man, you got a good wheelman in that one. And like I was telling Matthew a while ago,
Yeah.
you guys are some tough ones to beat too in that super heavy class. Oh, I think Matthew dipped out on us. Must be having some issues with his mic. That's all right. I wanted to get a few minutes with you guys,
I'm
but
losing you.
Still can't hear me? You got me?
I think no, you're going in and out.
Still nothing? Oh, let's see here.
Let's try this thing again.
All right, you got me?
Let me take you out.
I might have to take my mic out too. Can you hear me, Austin? You
Can
got
you
me,
hear me
man?
now?
Yeah, I got you.
There you go. Yours was going, or maybe it was mine. I don't know. It was going in and out really bad.
Well, at least it's good for now. I'll keep an eye on that, Matthew. I don't know what
There
happened
we
with
go.
Matthew, but
He has terrible service at his house. He's in the sticks.
man, it picked up the whole 25 minutes.
Really?
Until
That's
yeah, it
surprising.
did good. Yeah, I was shocked too. He's
Yeah.
He's out in Snippers, right?
Yeah, and Skipper's like, when you go out to his house, you might as well just leave your phone in the truck and don't even use it because it's going to kill your battery.
Oof, that's rough. Well, I don't know if you watched any of what we went over with Matthew. Some of the stuff we kind of covered, growing up, me and you and him. I felt like we all three grew up similar, with our dads being at the racetrack, stuff like that. And I kind of wanted
Yeah.
to talk to you about that and ask you, as influences in your racing career, is your dad the one that pushed you the most to kind of do what you do?
Yeah, I'd say definitely my dad. I mean, he's really the only reason I do race even now. Dude, my dad, I always give him hell because I never got to really watch him race. When I was a kid, I watched him race. He ventured out of go-karts when he was helping Hermie and Elliott, and when they got into the Busch series and everything, he actually went and he started running modifieds and late models. He ran some at Langley, some at Southside. This was like mid '90s.
Mm-hmm.
He ran. Man, I remember as a kid. I remember going to Motor Mile. They call it now New River Valley, Caraway Speedway, East Carolina. Just a lot of different race car tracks. And I give him hell because he was a smaller team on a small budget, and that really matters with race cars, especially when you get into the late model division. And he won 2 championships for modifieds. He won the Tour Series once, and I think he won Southside track championship once or twice. But I never really got to grow up watching him race go karts. He had stopped by then. I see all his trophies he's got. He's got some cool trophies. I wish we still got trophies like that.
Yeah, trophies really shrunk, man. I remember when we were kids, they were pretty big, and now nothing.
Yeah, man, he's got some trophies. Honestly, man, it's pretty cool. They used to give out like these trophies back in the early '80s for WKA and different series. They had like he won like mechanic of the year and different stuff like that. Just cooler little kind of pride things you can hang on the wall.
Yeah,
And
stuff
actually, I think
NASCAR, stuff like that. They give all kinds of awards.
yeah. One of his trophies is it's like a 1/2-inch wrench from like 1975, but it's pretty
great.
cool. It's on a plaque, so. But he's got some other trophies, it's really cool. My dad grew up, which I know, you were big racing at Amelia. My dad raced there all the time. He actually, I want to say he had a trophy at one point in time in the shop that said most feature wins ever at Amelia, which could have changed by now. But it was like 540 something wins just at Amelia.
I don't know if anybody that.
Yeah, he raced religiously there I want to say they used to race on Sundays or something back in the 70s or something. But so my dad used to go to Capitol way back when, and Amelia, they raced on back-to-back days. So they would actually flip-flop the track one week, and then come back and run it the other week. So you'd actually go into Capitol, and turn 4 would actually be turn 1, and you'd be turning right instead of left. So you actually the back stretch, when you came off turn 2, which is turn 3, there used to be no wall there, and they used to go down by the creek and come back up.
Oh, that's crazy.
So yeah, they used to kind of double duty every weekend at Capitol and Amelia, which, that's one thing that's different about go-karting now, man. It's such cutthroat, and these people want to race, and everybody wants everybody at their racetrack. But back in the day, tracks worked together. All the people that traveled to Amelia traveled to Capitol on a separate day, and people that traveled to Margarettsville on Friday nights, they all traveled to a separate racetrack on Saturday. It's just racing has changed a lot, even since I've been in it, since you've been in it, 15 years.
Yeah, we grew up running Margarettsville on Friday night with you and Matthew and Sam Lilly and all those guys, and Ryan Byram. And we'd go to Amelia on Saturday and run, and we wouldn't even clean anything. We just roll it right out of the trailer and race. It was
That's right.
a lot different back then than it is now. You can't even go to a Saturday night race with your your stuff dirty anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. It's a lot more competitive. Um, it's you, yeah, man. I haven't been Saturday night racing in a while. Like me personally, I've gone to some to help like Cody Carlton and separate customers at like Albemarle, Capital City. But like you said, man, even when they show up with their best stuff. They don't show up with their third best clutch, their third best motor. Um, doesn't matter if it's for a trophy nowadays or $5,000. People take it serious, which you should. We spend a lot of money in go-kart racing. I actually, when I tuned in, I heard Matthew talking about that. I got to plug into this charger.
No problem.
I heard Matthew talking about that. How much go-karting costs, and I mean he's right. It's not a cheap sport. Me and Matthew talk about it all the time, man. And from tires, you want your clutches to be right. You need to rebuild them every certain amount of races. Especially these clones now. When me and you raced and we raced at Margaretville, we ran animals most of the time. I know you ran a lot of flathead stuff, but animals, man, shit, we'd running things all year.
Yep.
All year. The only time I got tore down was if you won. That was it. So we rarely sent them back to get rebuilt. It was kind of a run it all year, send it back to me. You're good for next year.
Yeah, we ran like 25 races on a Jeff Perry animal, man. That P&P animal, 25 races, and that thing was crazy. But I asked Matthew too, and I'm going to ask you now. Running with Matthew like you have, and being as close as you guys are, has there come a moment that you remember still now where you guys maybe he got into you a little bit and you didn't forget about it, or maybe he dumped you for 5,000 to win, something like that?
Well, he hadn't done that yet, so maybe that day will come. But no, me and Matthew are really tight, man. I've picked him up off the ground at concerts, throwing him over my shoulder. It doesn't get no more personal than that. You know what I'm saying? It's me and Matthew have a really tight friendship. We've had words over the years, but it's nothing anybody else hadn't had. The biggest thing between me and him is we don't hold a grudge. We get over it because we know at the end of the day, it's just racing. I mean, friendships are a lot more important. I've been over backwards and would give him the shirt off my back for anything he needs, and I know he'd do the same. We grew up, when we were just kind of like little local racers, I guess you could say. We went fishing all the time. Man, we're so busy right now at the age we are, working and racing and
running a team like you do keeps you busy, man.
Yeah, you ain't lying. It's a lot of late nights, but
more carts you run on Saturday, the more tires you got to do during the week.
Yep. Actually, I don't know. How do you flip this camera around? Oh, I got rid of it. Did it go? Oh, there we go. There's the legend. There's tires everywhere.
Yeah.
There's tires everywhere. We're actually working on carts now. So, yeah, this is my little shop. I put all my little checks up there. I don't care if anybody sees it in here. I ain't got no secrets, but I do. I keep all my prep cans over there.
You got the checks. I don't have none of that. So
yeah. Some of them have been pretty lucky.
Sometimes you got to be more lucky than good. So it pays off.
That's right. Yeah, Matthew's got he's got some checks I really wish I had, and I think I got some he wish he had. So, it's pretty fun. We like I said, I don't think to answer your question, I don't think there's really ever been a certain moment that he's taken me out or anything. I know, he's been upset sometimes when I've, taken him out and stuff like that. But like you said, we know we're racing all the time, and it's at the end of the day, like I said, it's racing, and we know one day we might need each other, whether it's in the nursing home or on the road track.
Yeah, it's racing's a different kind of world. You can be punching your buddy one week and hugging him in victory lane the next. But
right.
Another thing we covered with Matthew, we went over what kind of plans have you guys got for 2021? What kind of stuff you got going on, man?
You still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The camera's going back and forth, but I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think around. I don't know. know. We just show Nelson. So no. So anyways, my plans right now are, I'm actually gonna kind of stay remote around this area this year. We're gonna stay a little bit closer to home. Really just because of customers a little bit, and honestly a little bit of the gas prices. Gas prices are crazy right now.
They're going up a little bit, yeah. I don't think it's hit us
Yeah.
quite as hard up here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
But,
saw diesel yesterday for $3.29. Like that's a lot. But anyways, you know, things like that affect go-kart racing. I think you'll see go-kart racing die down a touch this year, of people traveling a lot just because of all the COVID stuff and it still not being over, and then you know everything just becoming so much more expensive to live on right now.
yeah, for sure.
But
You got a
I
bucket race you make for sure?
say that again, you were breaking up.
Have you got a bucket list race this year you want to make that you haven't?
That I would just want to go to.
Yeah, I mean, driving, helping, anything that you haven't been to yet.
You know, man, I'd actually like to go out to that insane race out at Lasowski. I've never been to that racetrack. I've seen it. Looks badass. Really banked. Kind of reminds me of Hunterstown.
Hunterstown's
You know,
fast.
yeah, Hunterstown's my top three tracks. But Lasowski, I see Adam Johnson's putting a race on out there in Octoberish or sometime for that insane race he's doing on Burris tires. I always wanted to go to that. You know, when they were doing that kind of thing, let's see, 5 or 6 years ago, my budget didn't really allow me to travel 15 hours like that. It still kind of doesn't, but I'd find a way to go out there. It's a definitely a cool race, and anytime people talk about the insane race and stuff like that, and it's not really because of the magnitude of the race. It's more about the money with that. You talk about it. I can name.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can name off the top of my head almost every winner of the insane races. From Jonathan Cash won 61,000. Jerry Mullis won it at that big racetrack, 50,000.
Didn't
Chavis won it twice. I'm pretty sure.
The first one.
Yeah, he won it when it paid 25,000. Gaylord's won it. And actually I want to say when Shay almost won it the second time. I want to say the first time he won it was 2011. Maybe somebody's in the comments that can tell me, but I think it was 2011 at Clay City.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was flathead with a loop pipe, so you would have loved that.
Oh man, that'd be my dream race right there.
Yeah, so
flatheads.
Yes, I think like 3 or 4 years later, when he almost won again, that was the same set of tires he won on 3 or 4 years previously. So
that's insane. And for the insane,
it is, and the Burris tires are a completely different animal, man. I went to a actually, I'll show you this trophy. It's kind of cool, man. I've been Burris racing besides King of Concrete, maybe 3 times, I think. The first time I ever really went, I won that trophy, the Wayne Overton. It's probably my favorite trophy.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I actually remember you winning that race.
It was a really cool trophy. It was a great ordeal. I didn't know Wayne, honestly. He was more of a Burris racer from Tennessee. But going out that race, that was my first time ever being to Dumpling Valley, which is it sucks that track is gone. It was a really fun racetrack. The wetter the racetrack, the faster it is. It's completely opposite than what we race on.
Yeah, was it not red clay?
It's the deep, deep red clay. I mean, if you spill a bottle of water on it, you'll bust your ass.
Oh shit!
But no, I think the track record was set one day there, like right after the water truck watered the racetrack, and then they went straight out for qualifying and set track record. But
what about right now in karting? I know that there's different promoters than there were back in 2011 and 2005 and stuff like that. Is there a promoter right now that if they were to put on a big race, their first one, that you'd be there, no doubt?
That's a cool question. There we go. I got it to flip around there.
Looks good.
As in somebody that doesn't promote, or somebody that is a new promoter right now?
No, somebody that's a promoter, but maybe they'll start a new annual race, and it's
Right.
on a conflicting weekend with something you're already running.
Uh,
But is there someone that could entice you to just come to their track just because of who they are and what they've done?
yeah. Well, you kind of caught me at that one with the Lasowski one, with Adam Johnson. Adam's a cool guy. He actually won my trailer in a raffle like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But he's doing a cool little job. He's doing it for the right reason, it seems like. I didn't get to go down to Jasper the other weekend. I know they had a lot of hiccups, but that's anything with new promoting. And you're going and you're basically renting tracks from people, and you don't have all the cards in your hand, basically. But honestly, man, I would say I would love for go-kart racing to kind of get back to, even though I sell prep and I do tires, a little bit less prep, and and it's not even really about the prep. It's about the time and the maintenance on the tires, which comes with prepping. Really want to see go-karting get back that way. And if that takes asphalt racing, it takes asphalt racing. But we all love prepping tires and racing dirt so much. I don't foresee asphalt taking over.
Dirt's a different kind of animal.
Yeah, it is, and it's fun. You get that excitement and that enjoyment when you do something that you did to the tires, and you just went out there and won a race. So it's that feeling won't ever go away. And if you're on asphalt sitting in the chair and you don't do anything, you win. It's just kind of like, oh, I got lucky. But
So after talking about the promoter, what is? Oh, you dipped out on me, Austin. We're gonna wait a second here and see if we can get Austin back. I don't know what happened here. Oh, let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. Phone might have died on him or something because he was plugging it up a while ago. Well, we got a little bit of time to kill. I wanted to run till right at 7 o'clock. So you guys can get back in the comments and post some more questions and stuff like that if you want me to ask. But probably not going to be for Austin and Matthew. They might come back on another show, but yeah, I think his phone might have died. I really wanted to get a chance to talk with Austin about running with Hermie Sadler and the Sadler boys with Premier Karting, and kind of how that affected his career and things like that. And Austin, if you're watching this, I'm just going to give you a rundown, buddy. Maybe you can help us out and respond to some of this stuff I'm going to be asking real quick. Only take a second. And like I said with Matthew, we all grew up together, and it was us and our dads at the racetrack. So it was. I think this one was a good episode to start off with, and I really couldn't have asked for two better guests on here. Matthew and Austin, both good guys, and I'd love to see them come a long, long way, even further than they are now. Got a lot of respect for those two. And Austin, too. Another question for you, buddy, is your off-season stuff. Just what kind of stuff did you do in the off-season, man? Matthew was doing some iRacing and some hunting. I've been iRacing some when I can, maybe once a week, twice a week. But I wish I would have started this, man, back in November, December. Who knows how far we could have gone. This could have been a lot of fun. But yeah, you heard them mention it. Austin mentioned me running flatheads. I always loved flathead racing, man. Nothing like it. And Amelia's gone now, Motor Raceway. It's a shame. You hate to see a track close. Southside Speedway gone in Chesterfield, Virginia, unfortunately. Closed. I don't know if they did anything with it. So maybe we'll see something get bought in the future. That'd be nice. And yeah, let me look over my stuff here and see if there's anything else. Okay. Yeah, and I also think those two guys being friends and being two of the better super heavy guys in Virginia, North Carolina, all over the East Coast. Those two guys were two really big name guys to have on here. I got a lot of respect for them, like I said, and appreciate both of you guys coming on. And before we get off of here, I got a couple more minutes, like I said. So, Mr. Chris Beasley next week, I'll give you guys that one. We're going to have probably two a week, 30 minutes, kind of meet in the middle. And we'll try to do maybe like a themed episode. We had two super heavy guys in karting this week. So we got a race promoter next week. Let's wait till Tuesday and see who the other guy is. And it'll be Friday, 6 o'clock, and 6:30 should be 6 o'clock for the first, meet in the middle, talk for a few minutes. 6:30 is their second guest. They get their time. So kind of go from there. And let me see. Like I said, I had a third episode 2 in mind. So if you guys want to see anybody on episode 4, Shady Speed podcast or Shady Speed show, not podcast. We're not doing that. We might do it down the road, not right now. Shady Speed Show on Facebook. Check out our YouTube channel. Give us a like, give us a follow, and some feedback. I know we had some mic trouble on this first one, but if you guys like this quality and this setup, I'll keep using it. So we'll kind of go from there. Like I said, I need some feedback, so you guys can't let me down on this one. But yeah, like I said earlier, first big thanks to Dustin, Explicit Designs. I'll give him his plug, Explicit Designs. Let me use his office. And thanks to Matthew and CKE Racing coming on here and talking to us a little bit. It was pretty cool to get to know those guys a little bit more. Like I said, I've known them for a long time, but never got to sit down and have a 30-minute, 40-minute conversation with either one of those guys. And we didn't get as much time with Austin as we wanted, but we got a little bit. We got to know him, got to see some shop, got to see some of his trophies, the checks, some plans. Looks like both of them are going to stay local, but we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll see him around the racetrack. So maybe we'll have some more, like I said, one-on-one interviews with those guys. Maybe we'll get them together again, get a few more minutes together. We lost Matthew in the middle there. And I don't know, man. I think this was pretty solid. I know you guys don't want to sit here and listen to me talk for 15 minutes, so I'll keep it short. Yep, Austin said, guess I lost service. Won't let come back on. That's all right. Oh, he said, well, hold on, let me try again. Give us a second here. Maybe we'll get a couple more minutes with Austin. Let's see. Jonathan Davenport and Kyle Busch teaming up for the Bristol Dirt Nationals. That's what I was forgetting earlier. Big Kyle Busch fan if you guys haven't met me. Ashley LaRoche, she was on here a while ago too. Big Kyle Busch fan. So this is that's pretty cool. Can't wait to watch it. I'm excited for some Bristol dirt racing, man. It's going to be great. And I don't know if you guys don't know me, I'm not a big dirt track fan most of the time. I haven't been to many though. I've only been to like one dirt race. So I need some recommendations of where to go, what to watch. I'm definitely going to make it out of VMS. So you guys got to go to VMS too. I'll probably do some live shows on at VMS, maybe here or there, if I can make it down there. I gotta get their schedule myself. I haven't looked at it that hard. Just glad to see people are opening back up in Virginia, and I haven't seen anything about Hickory, North Carolina, Hickory Speedway. Maybe you guys can help me out with that one. But yeah, next week also, like I said, Chris Beasley, promoter at Capital City Speedway. He's going to be on. I wanted to get these promoters on and kind of early, man. These kind of shows don't really show a whole lot of love to the promoters. So I want to let him talk a little bit and probably ask him some questions about what it's like being a promoter, getting yelled at all the time. It's tough, man. Oh, Here comes Austin back. There he is. All right.
You know you live in the sticks. You actually have to get in your truck and drive down the road a little bit to get service.
We'll only keep you a couple more minutes till maybe a little after 7, just to make
That's
up the time. I was asking some questions. I didn't know if you were going to make it back on. So, your hobbies in the off season, man. What are you doing in the off season?
Well, 10 years ago, I was full time playing sports, but I'm getting old now, man. I just work. I work all the time. I work for
iRacing?
Exceptional Wildlife. I don't, man. I wish I did, but as you can tell, I don't have much service where I live. Actually, I'd say mine's worse than Matthew's.
Yeah, he gets on there. But
Yeah, so
it's just something fun to do, man.
he actually built a him and his dad found like a tower for cheap. I think it's like 120-foot tower, and he put a like a router up top or Wi-Fi or something. He's got like a Wi-Fi that shoots signals back. People can actually get service off his tower where he lives. So
that's why he got service for our show earlier.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got good Wi-Fi, but if you're not on the Wi-Fi, if you're not friends with him, you're out there just seeing him.
Yep.
No, it's junk. It's terrible. But yeah, iRacing is a pretty cool thing, man. It's definitely different. It's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like any other video game. You play it a lot, you get really good at it.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I'll say is, first off, don't get on an iRacing page and call it a video game. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
For that one, you'll get your head chewed off. But
I gotta be better than Natalie Decker, right?
yeah, for sure. No, me and Jared were talking about it last year before he got on iRacing, and I told him, I ran it last year some towards the end of the year, and then I came out and ran the turkey trot after losing my dad. I got up with Dusty, my brother-in-law, and he wanted me to run the animal, and I'd been running iRacing, and I'll tell you what, right now, if you're getting rained out a lot at the racetracks, you don't get a lot of seat time, that iRacing pays off.
Yeah,
I jumped right out, and I didn't run too bad. I ran okay, but I think Dusty did a good job with that one, and that it definitely showed it benefits. But
yeah, I think it's definitely a great thing, especially for younger kids. It's definitely better than just playing Call of Duty all the time. But I love Call of Duty. Me and Matthew play that religiously, where we used to. But
I've played with him a couple times. He smoked me with Jared, man.
Yeah, we have fun. I played some Warzone and stuff with him, but the iRacing, man, I think it's a better style of a video game, especially for younger kids that do enjoy racing and want to learn and want to move up, want the next Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, whatever you may say, and it definitely teaches. Even though you can't get that feeling of being in the seat, I feel like it definitely teaches you how cars react a little bit if you sit there and play with setups, and you kind of, it's like having seat time without having it.
Yep.
You visually see things happen in front of you, and you learn to avoid things, and it's all about repetition. I've always said that it doesn't matter what you do with my work, with Dustin Pleasanton painting helmets, with anything. Repetition is what creates it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you got to be consistent, and the more you do something, the better you're going to get at it, no matter what you're doing. You could be cooking bagels for breakfast. The more you do that, the better you're going to get. Yep. Stevie McDaniel, what's up, man? And for you hold on, I lost my place here, man. Give me 1 sec.
You're good.
Hermie Sadler, you mentioned Hermie. Uh-huh. Okay, since you've been running with Hermie and those guys, how did hooking up and running away with that whole program? You guys did your own thing and killed it. How did that affect how you're going, like how you move forward with your racing career?
So I'll kind of tell you a little bit of the backdrop on that. So how kind of Hermie came back into the karting scene was, I'm not gonna say it was because of me and my dad, but he came to us asking us, did we want to kind of do something besides race at Margarettsville every Friday night? And I was like, yeah, sure. I'd love to go down to the Tri-State Series and do all that stuff and travel. Who wouldn't,
Oh, so, yeah, for sure.
at that time, the biggest person in my idol, I guess you could say, that I got to see win races that I thought was the biggest top dog was Scotty Bajer, who, he controlled the VDK series. He was
Mhm.
VDK. And then you
President and
really,
legend of VDK.
yeah, that's right. So now you broaden your, horizon to seeing all these different states racing, and you realize, well, shit, South Carolina's got a Scotty Bajer, and Georgia's got a Scotty Bajer, and it's the same way now. But I wasn't too knowledgeable on all the different racetracks and everything like that. Like I said, I know Matthew played a lot of golf in high school, and then he raced, and I raced, and I played football and baseball, and I don't know, I was busy a lot, but we on the side we went fishing all the time, so we didn't really have the time to travel down to Georgia Karting Complex in the middle of April to go do a race.
Hmm.
Um, and it's still tough now, but we're eat up with it so much we do it.
Yeah.
But with Hermie, back in about 2012, 2012, we were eating dinner one night, me, him, and my dad, and we actually went back to his house, and we just got to talking about traveling, going to different races, and um, you know, actually, so cool story about Matthew, since this is kind of about us.
Hmm.
When we got into racing basically together. Um, we went and bought basically trailers together. He bought his, the week after me, but basically same place, same style trailer. We did it all together. We went to CKI. We had nothing for go-kart racing. We went to CKI. His dad and my dad, they dropped a bunch of money on.
Oh, ah, just when the story's getting good, man. Oh, all right. We won't keep trying to get Austin back on here. He's he's got to load up, so he's got to go to that race tomorrow. So we're gonna let him know that uh, he doesn't have to get back on. Give me one sec, guys. All right. So I let Austin know he doesn't have to get back on. He's got a race tomorrow. We don't want to keep him up too late. It's 7 o'clock now. I don't know how much his guys are going to be um, doing while he's away in the truck talking to us on here. So I want to take a minute and say thank you to Matthew and Austin so much for coming on here. I can't thank them enough for being the first two guys to come on here, and I couldn't think of two better guys to start the show with. And like I said, next week we're going to have Chris Beasley on here, and we're going to have another guest too, and I'm going to wait till Tuesday. So guest one, Chris Beasley. Guest two, wait and see. Okay, follow the lives, follow the YouTube channel, follow the page on Facebook, follow all of it. Okay, and I think, yeah, we're gonna make an probably announcement next Friday too for one of the guests on Tuesday. So, but Austin, Matthew, thank you guys, man. You guys are great, cool stories, awesome. It's good talking to both of you guys, and good luck this year in 2021. Can't wait to see what you guys do. I'll be around the track. I already know I will, so I'll see you guys somewhere, and we'll catch up there too. And go check out CKE Racing with Matthew and Marty's page, and check out Hub Breaker Preps with Austin. Austin killing it on the tires. So is Matthew. They're good at what they do, man. They're killing it. So follow along, keep up with our page, keep up with our guests. We want to support our racing community, no matter who it is. I don't care if it's a track promoter. I don't care if it's a racer. I don't care if it's a fan. Doesn't matter. We want to support all of them. So we're going to buy their product if we can, if we need it. Even if we don't, buy a t-shirt, buy a hat, buy some socks, buy something. Just support our local community, guys. All right. And thank all you guys for watching. All of you. And thanks for all the comments, everything. JP, Jared, Michael, Stevie, Taylor, Brenda, Tommy, Ian, everybody that commented on here, Ashley, everybody. We're working on progress. Episode 1, I think that was good. So we're gonna keep building on this for next week, and I'll see you guys here. Thanks.